And let's flip it over to the Broncos. You talked earlier about this. Sean Payton, Russell Wilson, we're 5 games in. Where does it really stand? There's little flashes of, some blue steel being fired by Sean Payton at Russell Wilson during games. And Chris, I'm a firm believer. If this doesn't get better, Wilson's just not going to be there next year. Last year it was the coach's fault. This year it's the quarterback's fault. And they got $35 million in injury guarantees that become fully guaranteed in March. They're not going to sign up for that commitment if they don't think Russell Wilson still has it. And Sean Payton is the ultimate don't double down on your mistakes coach. He'll admit the mistake and move on, especially since it wasn't his mistake. He's not the one that brought in Russell Wilson. He's not the one that gave up the draft picks and gave up the money. It's somebody else's mistake. So we're not going to double down. We're going to move on. This isn't it. Now, there's still 12 more regular season games to come to that conclusion. But based on 5 games, I see where this is going. I see where this is heading. It's going to require some sort of a light going off for Russell Wilson, some sort of a dramatic bump in his performance, or Sean Payton is going to want to go find his own quarterback for next year.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I agree with you that it's teetering on the edge, right? And there's still some evaluating to be done here, and I would think Sean Payton's not going to, pass judgment too quickly here on a guy that's going, hey, second year in a row, he's got to learn a new system, right? It's not a great offensive line. So there's some things there that work against Russell Wilson, but he's also going to go, wait, we've left some plays and some yards on the field, right? I mean, I watch film of the Broncos, and I haven't watched every game on film, but I think I've watched 3, and the 3 I've seen, I've gone, yeah, there's been a little more there to be had than what Russell Wilson's taken advantage of. I think we've talked about it once or twice here on the show. And then I think the thing on top of that, is what we're talking about too. Just in the biggest moments, Russell Wilson, other than a Hail Mary that almost brought them to overtime, right, which we know is kind of luck, there's not a lot of solid quality play down the important time of the football game. And that, to me, is what you pay $45-50 million for the quarterback now. That's where the game can be stolen. When you have a great quarterback. Wow, we've been outplayed the whole game, right? But we're only down 4, and our quarterback can make magic at the end of the game to win it. Or we're up 4, and we've kind of controlled it, and our quarterback's going to put the team away, and now we're up 11, and we're sitting pretty and doing that. And Russell Wilson hasn't capitalized on that. So let alone, we all, I think, question the personality match there as well and where that goes. So, yeah, I think we're still in the evaluation process, but I'm with you. I think it's very 50-50 as it stands right now.
So far, this whole thing has been the ultimate be careful what you wish for kids experience for Russell Wilson.
It has.
Because
you're
how
right.
many years did we hear he wants to be the guy? He wants to be the Mahomes. He wants to be the Josh Allen. He wants to be the guy through whom the offense runs. And I think all along, they know who we mean. Pete Carroll kind of knew what was going to happen. And you've seen him sort of take a little bit of perverse glee in what's gone on, and they've got their own good things happening in Seattle. They're not going to dwell in Schadenfreude or Schadenfreude, or however you pronounce that name, which means taking delight in the misfortune of others. But I'm sure in Seattle they're still watching this, and they're thinking, yeah, this guy wanted out. He wanted to go be a star, and he's fallen flat on his face, and we'll see if he can turn it around. 12 games left in the 2023 regular season for him to make Sean Payton and the powers that be in Denver willing to have that $35 million fully vest when March rolls around. And we know it was that $40 million that was going to fully vest that caused the Raiders to pull the plug on Derek Carr. It caused the Colts to bench Matt Ryan a couple of times last year, and it was only $17 million that was due to become fully guaranteed. Those business decisions creep into football all the time. And it makes me wonder if Sean Payton comes to a conclusion before the end of the year. Is it Jarrett Stidham who once again, for the second straight year, finishes out the string because the quarterback in front of him, they want to keep him in bubble wrap so he doesn't get injured, so that money doesn't become fully guaranteed as a practical matter if he can't pass a physical by the date that it flips? That's something to be watching for if this doesn't get better for the Denver Broncos. But we get to see Russell Wilson tonight. We get to see Patrick Mahomes tonight. Not quite the sizzle we thought that rivalry would have once he came to the AFC West, but we at least get to watch it, we get to study it, we get to come to our own conclusions about what will happen. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.